Go Juice only on our primary melee fighters. Everyone else is more of a citizen than anything else. Social drugs are cool. Hard drugs are still a hard no. This is your brain on Yayo. Yep, that seems to have been what the situation was. Well, now we know. And knowing is half the battle. I'm actually going to tell this one to stop storing the herbal meds. I would like those meds stored in other locations, like out there, for example, or I will move them around, but I want like body parts to be stored in there if possible. Can I chop down some trees outside? Possibly. Do a chop. Also, I'm really thinking of setting this up to look nice and damn the consequences. Citria is awake, hooray! Citria, I need you to go grab your Zeus hammer, if you would be so kind. Where is your Zeus hammer? Is that the one? Yes, it is. Please go equip. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm going to have Citria go and destroy a couple of things. And then once you're done with that, you can come back. I'm going to make this really pretty over here. I'm going to build around it just as a warning. I know that's going to frustrate some folks because, yeah, it's not ideal. But we're going to do it anyway. You're good. All of that can be hauled. That can be mined. That can be mined. We're going to build something absolutely beautiful here. Floors. Slate. That should allow for... Actually, you know what? Just in case it doesn't. I will move some of this around. Like so. And I want... dark light braziers. I know this is going to use up a lot of, but I don't care. And flooring. We didn't become tree huggers, so it's fine. I guess. When you put it like that, I suppose so. I would very much like to... Yeah, we're going to be selling some stuff. Who will I be sending to sell, though? Who is our best warden? 10, 12. Leafy has 17. Does someone else have quite good... wardening? I guess. Yes, cubes can fly, but... Oh, Xenovoid who had amazing wardening before, that's right. Oh, that's annoying. Alright. Have we actually made... We're working on it. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so at that point, I'm going to say that you do not, in fact, allow anything but the really good helmets. Copy and paste. There we go. I'll send Leafy with an honor guard. But otherwise we're going to be sending them off to go do the bits and bobs. I'm surprised that's too far away for them to be willing to go and eat there. It's kind of the whole point that I built it. Maybe I just need to move this closer and have a little eating area nearby. Because I don't want Scallywags coming in here and breaking my stuff. So I will, in fact, I want that to be different. I'll do. Need to make sure that this never gets roofed. But if I'm doing that anyway, I may as well move the eating area over here. Or at the very least, throw the tables down like this. So that peeps can head out and have some food right after meditation. And then I'll probably get rid of that room. We are becoming face hacks. No, we're necromancers, as Demi says. Group of travelers wandering by. But yeah, I want this to be loaded. And first we're going to load it with a lot of gubbins. Let's see what we've got. Can I... Quality. Hit point percentage. There we go. So this way I can see anything that's particularly low hit point percentage. Those can go there. Too low. That one, that one, that one. Honestly, all of these can go. Keeping all of that. Even, well, no, that one can go. Those flak jackets will never be worn now. And yep, that one is going to go as well. Those steel flak helmets can go. Honestly, that can be gone. There's no reason to keep that. Even the normal ones are not that good. To be perfectly honest, yeah, I may as well just get rid of all of them. That still needs to be broken down. I wonder if I could sell... It'd be funny if I could. You got to admit that would be hilarious if I could sell the corpse. It's like, take that, corpse. Also add 400 fuel. Go. Oh, wait. Beer. We do not need this much beer. Let's go ahead and sell 500 of it. There you go. We should be able to make a killing with that and buy some very good things. It's ready. It is nighttime. It is time for the spirits rise. Everyone should go, 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 go. In the future, perhaps we could even hold that up here. That would be wonderful. Setting spirits rise up there. That would actually be glorious. Everyone's getting a chance to chat as they're making all their sky lanterns. That's actually super pretty. Look at them go. They're all enjoying watching them float off into the heavens. A beautiful spirits rise. Infernal Dragon is very hungry. And we've got loads of food. Okay. Spirits rise was beautiful. The drifting lanterns made everyone feel at peace. Everyone participating in the ritual gains +6 mood for 6 days. You gain 10 goodwill with Engo Treaty. And due to the quality of the ritual, your development points have increased by 1. Nice. I believe if you don't set it specifically to be an increase in goodwill, you'll get that automatically if it's a particularly good Sky Lantern Festival. So you can kind of meta it in a way. I wasn't really interested in it, and like, none of the other things mattered to me, so it didn't make sense to care. Tribespeople can't finish loading the shuttle because some items or people became unavailable. A flak vest. Fair enough. Did it get smelted? Honestly, there's a big part of me that feels like I should tell it to smelt anything that's above like 65. Or at 65, because people will, but then I can still make money. So it's more important to me to make the cash rather than reuse the resources. It's got all of the other things. I think I should be able to send Leafy Pew now. And I'll send you with Satria. Load. Satria and Leafy. You can take the bedrolls. 2 off. And some meals. Go ahead and take some fine meals as well. There we go. Oh no. Okay, so unlink those settings, and this one should be told... Oh man, that was to leave me. You absolutely should store that, actually. Because right now I've told them to store it everywhere else, which was not quite what I wanted. Can I cancel the stuff that they can't get? There we go. Well done, Dorite. And the alpaca wool. Something or other. Should also be loaded eventually. There we go. Okay, are they in there? Yep. Let's launch. Right, we're heading south. Quite far south. Reload. And as soon as we are ready to launch again, there we go. Let's head on the rest of the way. Trade. Okay. So, we are here. Why have I got rice? Sure. We're going to sell all of the beer. And what do we want to buy? Neutramine would be useful. Let's have a look for the really important stuff. I could pick up a telescope. And then sanity lance, shock lance. I'll pick up a telescope. You've got prestige marine armor, locust armor. Okay. Got a doomsday rocket launcher. A psychic reader. You've got psi trainers, skill trainers. Fire spew, not that useful for me. Death rest capacity serum is useful for me. Luciferium, could pick some of that up. I mean, honestly, if we can make trades like this on the regular, then there is no reason why I couldn't give Luciferium to, for example, Citria. I could absolutely get them set up with Lucy. Love the name of the shuttle. Oh, well, yeah. Shuttle McShuttleface, yeah. But we could absolutely pick up Luciferium if we wanted to. ABC, always buy components. There's never a time when you shouldn't. Don't keep that. The Doomsday rocket launcher is a solid one. I can't afford the prestige locust armor. Sorry, the locust armor or the prestige marine armor. But I could pick up... Well, I've already got these, actually. I mean, I could, I guess. If I didn't go for the components, I could get the locust armor, I guess. Do I want to get it, though? I kind of do. We can't make these yet, so... But then just pick up as many components as you can. I feel that is a solid trade. Accept. The locust armor is particularly nice. Okay, so it's basically recon armor, but with an inbuilt jump pack. Now, if I give that to Citria, it means that Citria would be able to at least, I think you can have it fueled up for 2 jumps at a time. Be able to perform 2 jetpack jumps rather than having to use their hemogen. We're not really struggling with hemogen, so I'd probably give it to someone other than Satria, one of the non-sanguiphage meleeers, so that they could get into a fight quickly as well. Let's make that trade. We're allied. Wow. And now consider us an ally. Allies will sometimes arrive to help fight your enemies when you're under attack. You can also call them for help at any time, at a cost of goodwill. You become allies because your goodwill, 78, is ridden past 75. If goodwill falls below 0, relations will return to neutral. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's get over here and then we'll do the final hop, skip, and a jump after that. Now, what would be very nice is if we could do the same thing with the Empire. Ah. Much love, Randy. Thank you. We appreciate that. And jump packs just got finished as well. Okay, let's get back. Okay. And unload. Oh, I wasn't able to sell these. Interesting that they wouldn't buy them. Huh. Very interesting that they wouldn't buy them. Okay, I want to set this up first and foremost. Set this up about here, maybe. I guess I could just break down the nerve spikers then. Yeah, I have no particular reason to keep them. But the Locust armor. Now that we've got the jump jets, first and foremost, let's have a look at what I want to look at next. Go get carpet making. No, switching over to heavy bridges. But I should be able to make Locust armor if I have a look in here. There we go. So Locust armor versus Recon armor. Locust armor has a little bit less protection. Requires uranium components. Sorry, it requires 3 more components and 40 more plasteel as well as 100 chem fuel. Is worth way more. But while it does lose a bit of protection, it affords drastic maneuverability. Crazy maneuverability. And offers me some vacuum resistance as well. I mean, honestly, there's little reason not to get everyone Locust armor. Like, if people are equipped as for soldiering, is Locust armor better than a full set? Oh, let me have a look. So, under soldier, I'm now going to allow Locust armor to be used. In fact, well, yeah, I would say soldier should have things like Cataphract, Grenadier, Locust, Marine, Phoenix, Prestige versions. There we go. If I tell you to go and wear it, I would like to see how much protection that is. You have to get rid of your parka. Right. Okay, so if we have a look at your health and I turn her on to armor mode, 88, 87, 88, 88, 88. If I tell someone else, so I'm going to tell Satria, you're currently in Soldier. I'm going to tell Silas to switch over to Soldier as well. I'd like both of you to equip for soldiering. Hop on the right gear for it. You're putting on a marine helmet as well. You know what? That's fine. Have you put on everything? Yes, you have. Right. So let's have a look at your health. Obviously, marine helmet is going to give you crazy protection on the top. Yeah, overall, you are actually more protected. You're not as protected on your limbs, but your chest is way more protected because you're wearing a flak vest. That flak vest is doing crazy work for you versus Satria's recon armor, which is a bit less, but overall more protective for the limbs. Okay. Yeah, I think definitely having those set up that way is a better way to do it. All right. Satria, go back to Princeps, and Silas, go back to Civilian, please. Two of you get equipped or re-equipped properly. But as for this, I'm going to say make 2 recon helmets. Those should be the things that get equipped there. And make 2 locust armors. Frankly, I see no reason not to allow everyone to have locust armor. So now, if they're specifically set up as soldiers. So do until you have 2. And I only want people who are relatively good at it to do it. Now the question is, if my peeps are that good at it, should I give everyone recon helmets now? I mean, I've got excellent recon helmets. That's pretty amazing protection, and it's full face protection as well. You know what? I think we're actually at the point where making flak helmets is not the thing that I should be doing. Yeah. Remove the flak helmets. Actually, one quick check. So, if I was to have a flak helmet made of bioferrite, lock that in, versus a recon helmet. The recon helmet is better, and it protects more of the face. So yeah. All right. We are no longer making flak helmets. Is it safe to assume I've got over 300k wealth? Yes. Yeah, it is very safe to assume that. Oh, well, I'm just on... Yeah, no, I have 330,000. Yeah. $330,000. So at this point, I want 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, right. Okay. So I want to copy settings, paste and paste. And then this one, copy settings and paste. There we go. I believe you can also have a helmet underneath that. In that case, I would like it to be anything in here but those. Like, you can choose the best one that I can get you to equip. Mech Commander and Mech Lord helmets can also go there. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is what we'll go for. Make sure we've got 6 of them. And from this point forward, no more flak helmets. You are migrating away from flak helmets completely. Now this is going to spike my wealth, which is why I'm imagining you were asking if it's above a certain amount. It's just that I don't think it's going to matter. We're already fantastically wealthy. And Randy's already going to punish me. So there's no real reason to avoid it at this point. Just accept the fact that Randy's going to be sending me very nasty raids. We'll just do our best with what we got. Combat supply. Sure. Love a chat at. Also, I noticed there's some wildlife out there that I could definitely afford to harvest. A couple of muffalo as well that I wouldn't mind getting too. Should we go ahead and do a void ritual? I'm sort of feeling that maybe now's the time. Also, I'm going to need to set up my drills soon to harvest uranium as well. Right. I wouldn't mind buying your components, honestly. Do I have anything worth selling to you? For now, the flak pants and stuff are still useful, so I should keep them. That can definitely go. A masterwork face mask. Sure, accept. Alright, Packabing, what's your shooting skill? Your shooting skill is 10. Am I just not making guns yet? Oh, I'm making the chain shotguns now. Okay. Well, Packabing, go and equip a heavy SMG, please. And 9, go do the same. Actually, maybe Packabing, go equip the sniper. You've got a good, good ranged ability, to be fair. I'm gonna... Can I make those out of anything else? I'm going to allow this to be built. In the future, I would like to make my turrets out of plasteel only. We'll see how that goes, though. Is Leafy Pew still getting haunted by the corpse? Probably, if I'm perfectly honest. We're studying it, but it's going to take us a while to get through all of the secrets that it holds. There we go, getting rid of these. Yeah. That's gonna happen. What? Where are you? What are you doing? Well, that was a hell of a long way to carry it, I'm gonna be honest with you. Rare Thrumbos on the map, though. I am supremely tempted. Oh no. Okay. A group of cultists from the servants of Horax have arrived nearby. They intend to use psychic ritual to abduct colonists via teleportation. They might perform the ritual multiple times. You need to go stop them. There are people who have relationships with the tribespeople or prisoners in the arriving group. Okay. Alright. I want to make them suffer. Now, there are a couple of ways I could do that. I could annoy the Thrumbos and have them just roll over them. And I'm somewhat tempted to do just that. But I'm going to need a lot of things going on for this. Mechs, stay inside for now. Peeps, stay inside unless drafted for now. I want everyone to switch clothing. To... Satria first, Soldier, Fern, Soldier, Clear Forced, Soldier. Alright, where are you? And will you drop the stuff on your back? Alright, everyone should be drafted, undrafted. Go do your thing. Did you just take off anything important? Or have you still got... Good, you got your shield belt. Good. Alright, I need peeps to do this quickly. Honestly, pretty much everyone who's about to come out needs to be in Soldier. But I just want to give an opportunity to Satria and the other melees to grab their gubbins first. Do you have... You do? Cultist Psychic Ritual, 4 hours. Yeah, okay. You... Don't... Okay, all of them are good. Right, I'm going to send one per... Oh, actually, no. Crete. I'm so sorry for what I'm about to do, because this is going to suck. But... Go down here. Out. Hold that door open. I need you to shoot the Thrumbos to trigger them. While all that's going on, Kakatuchi, I want you to go man the mortar. Hold fire, but I am going to want it to target them. And also, Paco Bing, go man the mortar. Hold fire, but target them as well. We'll see what we can do. And while all of this is going down, my peeps need to be grabbing... Oh, what are you doing? No idea. Poke your face out, mate. It's just one Thrumbo. It's fine. Get back inside. Close the door. Move quickly. Door close. Right, repair. the door. Oh, they're holding my doors open. Why? It's fine. Right, they're already starting. Good, good, good. Right. Now I want everyone else to switch to soldier. With the exception of you. I want to make sure everyone has got some gear. You're fine. You're not going to be a part of this, unfortunately. Let's make sure everyone has got some kind of equipment. You do not. And I'm going to want you to equip something. Go ahead and equip a hunter pack. Do I want the pregnant Itakin getting into a fight? Probably not, but... Cutty, go and grab a turret pack. So Tria, you're drafted. Go get yourself over here. Silas, are you already equipped? Or not. Okay. Are you both ready? Okay, they're about to trigger this, so you're free to fire. Seems on a good shot. The cultists are attacking. They broken? I think they may have. I think they have. Okay, so pop that back on hold fire. Go, do your thing. Is this going to fire? Oh, right. You're allowed to fire. Just make sure it does some damage. Hold fire. Good to go. Right, they are making a push. Now, if you leave that door open, I'm going to die. So please don't. In fact, let me just let this one close. And I'm going to tell my mechs to stay inner. You're not allowed out at all now. Right, Silas. Okay, you're wearing a recon helmet. Go for it. You're extracting a hemogen pack. In fact, you are not. Will Racer, you fully equipped? You are. You're moving out. You got the other recon helmet. Well done. 9. Meditating. You are in fact coming out here. Cutty. Wearing flak pants. Dorite. Meditating. Nope. Hackabing. Moving Devil Strand pants. I mean, I'm okay with keeping the Devil Strand pants on, frankly. There's no need for grenades for this group. I really hate that you are leaving that open. That sucks so much, but it is what it is, I guess. That is going to cause me so much trouble. Actually, I need you down here if you can get there. Silas, let's go. I need you in this doorway. War Racer on either side, Silas on the other. You can go hold this position. I want you down here, along with Doride. The basic turret should be able to wallop you guys. Right, you're already equipped. Get out there. Kagatsuchi. You're good. Go. Landra. Well, whether you're equipped enough or not, you're now heading out here. Marcus Dodo. Mechs alive. All mechs alive. Bring everyone. Go. Captain Headcrab. You can finish. Packabing. 9. You're already in position. Cutty. You're going to head up. Actually, Cutty, you're going to go down there. There's a lot of people that are going to be trying to punch through here. And I need to ensure that they don't all filter. Oh, okay, too late. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay, hold up here. Let them scatter. A bunch of them are going to go this way. That has ruined this situation. But if enough of them pass through, we might be able to do something about this. If we'd been just a few moments longer, we would have been able to hold them at this point. Okay, we're just going to have to come up here. Using self-resurrect already. Go forward. Forward. Go. Kill them as they're trying to get through. Oh, Creek just got shot. In the left arm. It's okay. Oh, Dorite, what? Cutty, what are you doing? No, oh shit. Okay, where is Darkest Odo? Oh, that is very unfortunate. Hold that line. Get down there right now. The problem is they're just all stacked up here now, which is quite an issue in and of itself. Right, get my close quarters attackers down here, please. Actually, you can be there. You should be out here. Oh, my lord. They're just scattering. Right, has the door started to close yet? No. It isn't told to be held open, which is good. Go back, Cutty. That's right, Packabing. You take this position. Right, where are the dryads? Kakatsuchi. Yeah, the problem with this is that the allies were able to walk through that door. Right, release the Hounds of War. Where's Agrajag? Gonna have you following Infern. Oh, they're just staggering everywhere now. This is one of the big problems that we're going to face. Is they're now just going to be everywhere in here. Behind everyone. Because they haven't got collision, they're just going to bounce out a lot. And that's what that whole system is for. Okay. See, it'd be a lot easier to deal with all of this if they were further away, because I could then safely make use of flesh, the flesh shaping. But alas, can I throw this down there? Ooh, I might be able to. Can I? Yes, I can. Oh, that's fantastic. No, why did that get bounced? Well, that is awful. That is absolutely awful. That is going to take out all of my defenders there. And this is what I hate. I really, really dislike that mechanism of no collision. That sucks so much. Yes, it did a load of damage, but look at how many people it took out. Of my people, it took out. Silas is down now as well. Get in there as quickly as you can. Oh, well, that's gonna suck. Flee. Flee if you can, because that's gonna be a big explosion. Satria is still up, which is frankly amazing. But how long that's going to last is anyone's guess. That is not what I need to worry about right now. I've got to be honest with you. So that door being held open has resulted in a lot of this. And... not sure. Oh, Cutty going through this door has resulted in all of that. Otherwise, this would have been something of a more manageable situation. Does anyone have any kind of... blinding pulse wouldn't be a terrible one. Just need to be very careful not to accidentally hit my own people. Autonomy has gone down. So Triad is now in involuntary death rest. Where's Darkest Dodo? They're already down, so I can't use their flesh tentacles either. Okay, I need you to retreat. I have no idea how many people are going to survive this now because of all of this. Because they have weapons which are equivalent to mine. Easily equivalent to mine. I think this might be the end of the colony, and all because of those two scenarios. That door held open, which meant that my defenses weren't going to work the right way. Could have still held it, though, if I didn't end up getting split up there, because I could have gotten the bot in here. The other one that really sucked was throwing the hunter pack, and then that getting bounced out. And then what I couldn't quite understand is why it stopped there, because there was already someone on that tile. So it's like it selective. Well, it didn't selectively. It was probably quite random, or the selection process. You know, it wasn't malicious, but it got bounced out of collision here, and then just stopped right next to all of my people. Hey, what, Alex? How you doing, mate? We had another big raid of cultists. Though honestly, I feel like one of the major problems here was the collision. Something I talked about previously, why having a turret behind a door at an entrance causes enemies to have like a physicality to them, so they can't bunch up like 5 or 6 people on a single tile. We had that effectively. Despite the fact that they'd fought through a bunch of thrombos and my allies, we had groups of people like 3 or 4 deep per tile coming up this alleyway. And I threw a hunter pack in amongst it, but then it suddenly had collision, so it bounced back out and went into my defending line, which threw everything into disarray. It is like this whole defensive area was pointless at that point. Like, Cutty is down. Cutty caused a big chunk of this by standing in that doorway. Though realistically, the real downer was when Cutty went. I mean, they might end up killing loads of the enemies here. So that's pulled in the sight stealers. These doors are held open because people aren't getting back up. Where's Infern? I mean, technically you're still alive. As is Headcrab. Leafy Pew is just wandering around in a daze. But yeah, it's really, really irritating when mechanics are unpredictable. Like the fact that instead of, in every direction that it could have bounced because of collision suddenly existing when it hadn't right up until then, it decided to bounce into my people rather than further down the gully. Or the fact that collision is just a thing. Like, I'm not sure why the enemies didn't have collision at this point, because they'd been fighting the whole way through this area. It feels like they should have had collision, but instead we still had like 5 or 6 cultists deep on each tile. It's such a frustrating mechanic in the game, and easily one of the ones that I like. If they were to change anything, I feel the doom stacking shouldn't be there. I understand why they have it, is to simplify pathfinding on like large numbers of mobile units, and this is something that I covered in my degree quite a lot. it's a non-trivial cost. Pathfinding with a large number of agents that have a degree of physicality to them is, I mean, there are entire degrees around just that topic, but it is so detrimental because it doesn't resolve in a predictable way. Like there are predictable ways of triggering collision in enemies. Like I pointed out, the turret over here with the door. That door never opens, but the turret being there means that enemies will have collision going down this alleyway. But obviously, I didn't have a plan for that to happen down here. But the thing that I find the most difficult, the most bitter pill to swallow, let me put it that way, is that the resolution of the collision issue isn't predictable. Going into collision, I mean, you know, you could make arguments either way on how necessary that is. I feel like with all of the improvements they've brought in, it's not necessary anymore. Collision should trigger way earlier than it does, and it shouldn't require weird hacky things to try and force it to occur. But the resolution is just all over the place. Sometimes they'll collide backwards, sometimes they'll collide forwards and through you. I think Italic's mentioned something about the fire causing a pawn not to have collision. Can you get out? I can't see there being a version of events where you survive. Oh, I think you're dragging yourself across the floor. Well, the sight sealers are going to mess us up in that case. Unless... how many of them are still alive? I can try and rescue some of my people, but I can't see many surviving through this. And Leafy is just wandering out there to die. Intensely frustrated with that outcome. I need you to kill them as they come through. Go back. And the problem is that they are now just going to keep coming through here. And there's not a lot I can do about it. Go back. Hopefully there are enough of them that... Alright, go ahead and release Agrashag. But if I don't get to some of my colonists, they're just going to die from their wounds at this point. Is no longer incapable of walking. That's fantastic news. But there is an enemy stood in the doorway holding it open. The side stealers are mostly attacking people outside. I actually don't need to worry about that one too much. My issue is that if they can get in here, then they're going to cause me problems. And I not really got a way of stopping that from happening right now. Go and grab that wax. I mean, you're dying, but there's not a lot I can do about that right now. Well, actually, no, you're deathless, so you should be fine. Oh no, what I needed to do is go over there and pull that bot out of the doorway. Well done. Go for them. No, the rhino's going to go for them. Ah, oh, damn it. We lost Crete. I really, really hate that this has happened for such stupid reasons. Get them out of the way. Drop them down. Get Vanya. Get them out of the way. If you... Oh, my lord, please. Drop them down. Fine. Jump to the other side of them. I don't want us to have to deal with that nonsense. We do not need to. Oh, did War Racer go down again? Yes, they did. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping that they would stay up. Okay, both of you need to back out. Sight Stealers are getting in here now. No, this has got nothing to do with Randy Tubman. This was entirely manageable up until just... people blaming this on the difficulty level or on the storyteller, that is absolutely not what just happened. And that's just an expression of not understanding the way the game works. This has got nothing to do with the difficulty. The size of the raid had something to do with the difficulty, but the size of the raid was entirely manageable. The problem is the specific... And it's like playing chess, but if you were to take a pawn and randomly, sometimes that would mean that you would take the pawn, and sometimes it would mean that you would suddenly lose a bishop. And you couldn't tell. Like, chess is not chess if it's random, if you're rolling a dice whenever you're trying to move around. No. One character did not do this. Don't be silly. This was a consequence of our allies being able to move through our doors and hold them open. That's a part of the process. We understand how that works, and we can try to manage it. I didn't make the best choice when I moved people away up here. I should have held them down here until the ally fell. It's just I couldn't get past them to do any damage, so my people were just stood there like lemons. Cutty walking into this door made the problem worse, but that's not what broke us. What broke us was having explosions trigger in our defensive line that we threw. That shouldn't have triggered in our defensive line. We literally threw the hunter pack down here. But because of collision, and at this point there was no good reason why as the tanks put it, the doom stack should have still existed. But no, it wasn't a cascade of problems. Rees are in. That made the situation... It made a manageable situation into more of a... how should I put it? Into more of a dramatic situation, but it didn't change how manageable it was. The thing that broke it was the fact that when I threw the hunter pack over here, it magically teleported back because of collision. That bouncing back on into my defensive line was utterly unpredictable. And it's what broke us. Because anyone who didn't have a shield... Like, I had a couple of people at the front. Like, the actual melees, they had shield belts. The explosion stopped at the shield belt. But for all of the people behind, they suddenly were smashed up because of the explosion. So this is not the consequence of it being Randy or it being Cassandra. This is not the consequence of it of me playing on losing is fun. I could have been playing on 500% and I would have had a larger raid and it would have still been manageable even with these two issues. That door being held open and this door being held open for a time. What broke the line was having a hunter pack thrown into a group get basically teleported back into my defenders. That's not something that I feel it's not at all a satisfying situation to deal with. It's not predictable. Because it's just as possible that hunter pack could have bounced down here. This can still be salvaged. Unlikely. Very unlikely. The only people who are likely to be able to survive right now are the people who have Deathless. And even then, there is no conceivable way they'd be able to manage the colony after that. That would be 4 people at most. And the collective mood drop from losing this many friends, because our colonists are all really close friends. So that bouncing hunter pack was the death of the colony, more or less, and it is such an unsatisfying way for this to go down. Well done, Dark Sodo. The other thing is, if it had been any other group other than cultists with death refusal, we would have been fine. But the fact that they can just keep bringing themselves back to life after they die, we'd already cut through an enormous amount of them when that happened. I mean, that's a lovely way to think of it, Paco Bing, but it's not actually what it is. Though, is it? I do appreciate trying to wrap it into the story, but that isn't what happened, and it doesn't make this any more satisfying to make up some sort of justification for it. This feels very, very anticlimactic because of what was effectively just poor programming, in my opinion. It was a poor system to resolve a situation. Though, as I mentioned earlier, it's not to say that there isn't a need for something like this. Again, the whole thing of pathfinding and having the doom stacking, as I was saying, you can do entire degrees on pathfinding in AI. It isn't an easy thing at all to deal with. But this is not even in the slightest way. Like, just having things randomly bounce around doesn't allow for any degree of planning around it, and that's just not satisfying. But we've got Mean Cupcake up. They will keep getting up because of their Deathless. The only way we survive is if I can close this door in time. It's probably still relatively close, so you can head back and have a look at the collision in... Can I select you, please? Oh, right. Right, I need to allow it. I need you to haul it quickly. That is an auto door, so it should close quickly. Yes, okay, we might be all right with that then. Right, draft. I need you to get down. Right, come to me. Right. Actually, it isn't that Mean Cupcake has... they're not actually a Sangrophage. Right, get in there now that they're on the way. Silas is involuntarily death resting. So far, we've lost one person. No, two people. Cutty, the person who ended up holding that door open. And... I don't have a mace. Quickly go and equip that one. And then go deal with them. Let's just hope that you're better in this fight than they are. Well done. Gideon is going to be back up. Get back in there quickly while he's got death rests, death refusal sickness. Well done. Oh, 9 is dead. Our second child of the colony. God damn, that was a good shot. I mean, Cupcake went down. That is unfortunate. What's your melee like? It's not terrible. Grab the steel mace. Everyone's saying this is going to take forever to clean. I really don't think your priorities in the right place. I think you're focusing on really the worst things to focus on. The War Racer is up. Well done. There's Gideon. Basically, I either have Gideon going back up Hair Crab or we lose. And we've lost one of our cats too. Okay. Whoever I can undraft is now undrafted. War Racer. Coagulate. Go rescue Dark Soda. Stop moving away, you idiot. Right. Okay, I need to go coagulate other people. And then you don't have enough hemogen anymore. Shit. We lose Darkest Dodo. We also... Well, actually, all the mechs are already down anyway. Guess it doesn't really matter. Actually, what I need you to do is coagulate... No. Can I cancel what you were just about to do? Yeah, I can. Go coagulate Kakutuchi, because... No, good. Kakutuchi. Death in 3 hours. And they are a medic. Yeah, yes, Kiwis can fly. And Leafy Pew's in death rest. Right, rescue Kakutuchi. Can you do any? No, you are... You would probably kill them just as likely as save them. But nevertheless, try. Well, like I said, this wasn't an unmanageable situation. I'm kind of... I don't know how many times I need to tell people this. didn't go this way because it was too difficult for us. This was not Randy being especially mean. This was not high difficulty rearing its head. This was a silly method of resolving the problem that the developers have with pathfinding. But Italics was asking if anyone had spotted anything, had managed to clip the rebound happening. At least we've got a decent amount of these to work with. All racers having terrifying hallucinations. Well, that's great. So Kakasuchi is now down on the ground. How close are you to dying? You're not bleeding out anymore, Pakabing. But realistically, this colony is almost completely gone because I don't have anyone who can rescue the others. So being alive doesn't actually help right now. The only thing that would prevent people from dying right now is being a sanguiphage, and even that, like I said, it feels very much like because of that silliness here that the whole colony is gone. Which, well, it's just the way these things happen, really. But that's the sad part, is the whole... It's fun to encounter problems, and then problems you can learn from. I think that's what a lot of it comes down to, is there's nothing to learn from this. If that makes sense. There's nothing that I can learn from that situation that can be applied in any other way other than, you know, be better at spotting when collision isn't occurring. But that doesn't really feel like that. I mean, it's a very useful lesson, to be fair, but it feels like that's not something the player should have to worry about, if that makes sense. Rescue Kakasuchi if you can. Oh, Italics, the hunter packs. Italics said, I just went back and looked, mate. I appreciate that you were just trying to make it fair to the raiders, but that's rough. Not familiar with the tech, so I'm not sure how it's supposed to work by comparison. Well, the hunter pack is like a... Well, actually, have you seen any of the hunter drones? Because you were in the Scarlands. Were there any in the buildings that you've been through? I appreciate that you haven't done a lot of the Odyssey content yet, but have you come across the defense drones in Scarlands? Go and eat a meal. Yeah, if the land was gone now. We've never gotten to explore the buildings. We never got to explore the building, but not yet. Though I saw them in the tech tree. They work like autonomous mobile mines. The way the drone functions is you walk into a room and then it activates and tries to navigate to you. Once it gets within melee range, it triggers a relatively small explosion. I wouldn't say. Well, it might be grenade-sized explosion. Might be a little bit less than that though. I want to say a little bit less than a frag grenade. It has a bit of an arming time. It as long as it's within melee range of you, it starts hissing at the spot that it's at and then explodes at that spot. But until then, it tries to get within melee range of an enemy. So when I threw it into the group of enemies, my expectation was that it was going to immediately start its hissing and then explosion. But instead, it first got teleported behind my defensive line and then started its hissing and then explosion. Which, well, yeah, as I said, it was difficult to predict. Is the baby... Oh, yeah, the baby actually really badly needs a feed. So right now, we are in a position where we might be able to recover. Some people at the very least. Though I think... Cupcake is crawling their way down here. Yeah, it's only the sanguiphages and Cupcake. And those who have already been brought to the hospital that are alive right now. Yeah, it was basically, the Uno reverse. But like I said, the thing that makes it unsatisfying for me is that there isn't really anything to learn from this, other than, obviously don't trust the game, but that doesn't feel satisfying to learn, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like a satisfying lesson. It doesn't feel like a lesson I can take and be like, oh right, now I understand this and I can utilize this further. It's a broad lesson of just don't do that. And it's like, well, that isn't satisfying. It's like when you're trying to have a conversation with a teacher because they've said you've done something wrong, and you try to say, okay, well, explain it to me because I don't understand. And they say, don't talk back. It's like, well, what lesson am I learning here? It feels very like, well, this doesn't do anything for me in this situation. Now I'm just going to be reluctant to use that particular device, and I don't think the device was necessarily at fault. It was the unpredictableness of the collision. I don't even understand. Well, I guess this is the other thing, is I don't understand why they weren't collidables yet. I don't understand why, after going through all of this damage, all of the fights I had fighting going on over here, from what I thought was the case, as long as there was a combat capable target, even if it was through a door, like a closed door, within a reasonable pathing distance, which I was under the impression was like basically the range of a turret. Well, no, actually, nowhere near the range of the turret. From what I understood, it was something like that, which is why I've got this built here very specifically so that it'll cover the entrance. I don't know why they weren't in collision, and it's so infuriating trying to get this information, because the only real way is to literally just do like dev mode trial and error, and that doesn't feel satisfying to me. I don't feel like I should have to go into dev mode to work something like this out. I need you to rescue them. Alright, I need you to try and tend people even though you have no skill in it. This was not a good place to be fighting, by the way. A better place to have fought would have been here. But still, I feel that we would have been able to hold this if it weren't for the doom stacks that happened. Hey, what's up, man? Thank you so much for the 47 months, mate. I'm really not sure if there's any point in continuing the colony at this point, though. If I'm honest, I do not have confidence that Captain Haircrab, with their 1 in medical, is going to be able to keep things going and feed the baby, and the resultant mood spirals that's going to come from so many people having lost their friends. I think this will probably end up just feeling more frustrating than anything else. Like, I'm just kind of staring down the barrel of a 4 or 5 hour stream of just losing slowly. Morning, Fizbic. A beautiful sentiment, Toxic Cell, that I'm sure you've never actually had enough strife in your life to appreciate is just complete tripe. Because of you, you scallywag. Chan the bureaucrat died holding the door open, meaning that everyone attacked from this direction instead of that direction. Alright. This is such an annoyance. Yeah, 3 of my main doctors are currently in forced death rest. And will be for another 4 days. The only other one is fighting for their life right now. No chance of using a ritual to try and boost the mood? How do you think I would do that right now? I like you looking for possible ways out, but I'm kind of failing to see how you think that would happen. Like, is there a ritual I'm not aware of? I don't have that many unlocked, unfortunately, if you're talking about like psychic rituals. But if you're talking about like a ritual to raise spirits, they can't attend it if they're currently bleeding out in the hospital. Oh no, it's Alex. The thing with sanguiphages is though they should be dead. They have entered automatic death rest because they bled out. But because their brain is still intact, they can't die. So, like, for example, if you cut out a sanguiphage's heart, they would just go into death rest. The only way to kill a sanguiphage is to destroy the brain. So my sanguiphages all went down over here. I think probably blood loss was the main thing that took them out. It seems that way. But as a consequence, they've basically gone into effectively it's like a recovery coma. I can't afford the time for anyone to go and bring them back, but I don't believe you can put it wouldn't accelerate the death rest. They have to go into death rest by entering their death rest casket for you to get the time discount on it, I guess. Toxic Sally, you're getting a little bit too excited, mate. Right. More racers. Might actually... No, War Racer would enter Death Rest as well. God says the Deathless, crushed by the fragility of their human friends, retreat from this place to hide from the world. Sorry? The Deathless, sorry. Alright, now I've lost control of the other one as well. So at this point, it is really just a case of speeding up time and seeing if... I mean, again, the Gideon has gotten up, actually. Oh, Mean Cupcake is up and about. And Captain Headcrab is up and about. That didn't last too long. Nice. Right, you go get yourself sorted a bit. There's a visitor on their way. Brosia Sprouts. Now, the problem is, you don't have a weapon. And I really need you to. Where's Gideon? Gideon is over there. Go and equip a mace. Of course. Okay, I was worried for a second you were just going to let them in. That does not appear to be the case. Right, you need Hemogen quite badly. So we've still got Sight Stealers out and about, and there could easily be a bunch in here as well. Ushiyov says, I don't think there's anything wrong with cutting your losses if you don't think it'll be a fun time trying to salvage it. My worry is the tantrum spirals from losing so many friends. I've got 4 sanguiphages and a bunch of who are all doctors. Like with the sanguiphages, I've got good wardens, okay cooks. I've got okay constructor. Don't have any decent crafters though. Yeah, I lost the Landra. Actually, they are sustaining. Oh, okay. So don't look at Mean Cupcake or Captain Headcrab because they've just got a buff from Catharsis. People you need to look at is everyone who hasn't just had a mental snap. Because right after the mental snap, they'll always be at a reasonable mood because they're getting a huge bump that'll last a few days. But everyone else is below or at extreme break mode. Yeah, I don't have any resurrector max serums. That's absolutely outside of my ability to make right now. Do I even have enough blocks? I really don't. What construction materials do I have? I don't even have enough to make it out of wood. Yeah, I would need them to make a bunch of blocks, unfortunately. If I had the agri-bots, I could have them mow down a couple of trees to make wooden sarcophagi, but that's not really an option right now. It's 60 of any material. I can make a steel one. I can make a wood one. I cannot make any more stone ones. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bodies. And an indeterminate amount of site stealers on the map. Someone triggered another side stealer? Bouncing to another map using the shuttle is an option. And it will last us a while because we've got a ridiculous amount of hemogen. But I can't do that in one trip because the shuttle cannot carry this many people in a single trip. And right now there's only like 2 people who can do any work whatsoever. So that would be rough. Right now, there's no reason to leave this hospital, effectively. This is the best chance that anyone who's wounded has of surviving. Moving right now would result in them probably getting an infection and probably dying. Unless I took a bunch of meds with me, and just taking the pawns at the levels that they are adds an enormous amount of wealth to a new tile. So that's not the best solution right now. That could be a solution in a little bit, but we need to tick a couple of boxes, cross some T's, dot some I's before that becomes viable. I'm not sure what effect leaving the map would have in regards to the corpses and the failed, or rather, not done burials. As no one is finished dealing with your bleeding. Oh, that sucks. Can you coagulate now? You can. Let's get you in there. One of the things with the wealth in regards to that, a lot of the wealth comes from buildings, but it's not a small amount of wealth in creatures either. Now, some of that is the animals. But until we get our peeps better healed up to the point that they can actually defend themselves, then at least here we've already got walls and choke points that I can make use of. But everything needs to wait until more people than Captain Headcrab and Mean Cupcake are up and about. What I really need is Darkest Dodo to get up, because they'd be able to repair the mechs that haven't died yet. Where are you going? That is not what I want you to do. If anyone's going through here, it needs to be not to deal with... Oh. What's wrong with Darkest Dodo? They haven't been fed. Again, because no one here is actually trying to keep them alive. We might do that in a moment, but right now I need everyone here to get food. So, sorry to say. At the very least, the Sight Stealers are constantly being drawn out to the travelers who pass by. So there's that at least. Have I locked the outside doors? No. I've zoned them not to go out. But I have not locked them. You are not in a good state to head out there yet. Don't try and equip the sniper rifle. Instead, go and have a meal. Kakatsuchi is up. Now that is a massive help for us because Kakatsuchi is actually good at being a medic. Okay. And are none of the wardens available? No. Well, Captain Headcrab is, and they would have been doing that job. Were they not trying to doctor up until now? But losing some of the blood bags is hardly the biggest concern. Alright, I need Cupcake. Go and bring Citria in if you can. Inferno's already gone down again. Okay. Now then, once Darkest Dodo is in a position to take care of the bots, we will have a small reprieve and a bunch of mechs that can help us clean up some of the mess. I've got an awful lot that I need to do though. This is not going to be easy. Right. I do need a tea break though. I hate to step away when I'm unsure whether we're going to have much time left once I come back off the tea break, but we will see. I will be away for a couple of minutes. When I get back, we will see what we can do about patching things up. Now that I've got Kakatsuchi up on their feet, the odds of the others surviving have gone up drastically by orders of magnitude, in fact. But we still need to see where the dust is going to settle around the overall morale in the colony. We're not out of the range of a tantrum spiral just crushing everything yet. But we will see how things go. Back soon.